Look at this timeline. To reach the end of a $1 trillion fortune, you would have to spend $1 million every single day for the next 2,700 years. Congratulations, you are a trillionaire. You are the richest person to ever live. By the numbers, you are worth more than 4 of this guy combined. The world is entirely in the palm of your hand. But your reliable Honda Civic isn't going to cut it anymore. Your purchasing power has shattered normal human limitations. So you buy a Bugatti. Actually, you buy the entire Bugatti company for $2 billion. To you, that's 0.2% of your net worth. It's the equivalent of someone making $100,000 a year buying a jacket. Your accountant logs an entire legacy automaker as a rounding error. From there, the scale only increases. You buy a commercial Boeing 747, completely gut it and rebuild it into a flying residence. You purchase a private landmass in the South Pacific, equipped with a helicopter pad, a submarine bay, and a full medical facility. $1 trillion buys a life without friction. Every physical obstacle that restricts a normal person is gone, replaced by a world where the word no has been erased. But there is an immediate problem. Everyone knows who you are. Your face is on every screen, in every country on the planet, and your anonymity is permanently erased. There are hundreds of people outside your building right now. Some have cameras, some have signs, and some are just standing there staring up at your window. Living a normal life in public is physically impossible. The solution requires massive logistics. You hire a 12-operator protective detail on rotating 24-hour shifts, the kind of security reserved for sitting presidents. You buy a 14-acre compound hidden behind walls and iron gates for $200 million, and you hire 63 staff members just to keep it running. With security handled, you decide to get coffee from your usual local spot. It requires 45 minutes of advance notice. When you walk in, the room falls dead silent. The barista's hands shake. Someone in the corner is secretly filming you from behind a laptop screen. Your wealth has built an impenetrable physical fortress, but it has also turned you into a permanent spectacle. From now on, you will never enter a room where people don't stop talking and reach for their phones. This chart tracks your new legal liabilities. In just your first 6 months of extreme wealth, you accumulate 17 lawsuits. An old business partner claims you shorted him a decade ago. A woman in Arizona says you promised her $10 million, and you've never even been to Arizona. Your legal budget crosses $40 million a year just to fight people willing to lie in a courtroom. Look at what happens when you try to resolve them. You settle a few cases simply because fighting in public costs more than writing the check. But the legal system is a trap. Every settlement is reported by the press, and every public report acts as an invitation that spawns 5 new lawsuits. Then the attacks come from people you actually know. Someone from your past sells a story to a magazine. It's a joke you made in a dorm room 15 years ago, stripped of all context to make you look terrible. The payout for selling you out was about $250,000. Your crisis PR team gives you strict orders. Sit in your office and do nothing. You cannot confront them. Even confirming that you know who leaked the story generates a secondary news cycle. Your past now belongs to the highest bidder. Private memories are just inventory, waiting for an old friend to decide that $250,000 is worth more than your trust. The people who don't sell you out simply change. You invite your old college roommate to the compound for the weekend. For 2 straight days, he agrees with every opinion you have. He laughs at jokes that aren't funny. The entire dynamic of your friendship evaporates, replaced by fear and greed. You try to start a normal romantic relationship. She's sharp, funny, and never mentions your money. But soon, she accidentally mentions the name of your pilot or your private island, and a paralyzing question enters your mind. Does she like you, or does she like the extreme access to luxury you provide? You pull away, but the damage is already done. Neither of you leaked to the press, but someone at the restaurant did. Her face, her job, and her apartment building are broadcast everywhere. Strangers send her threatening messages. You learn quickly that you cannot touch normalcy without destroying it. The deepest betrayal happens within your immediate family. You learn your brother is struggling with his mortgage, so you wire him a few $1 million. You think you're helping, but the money creates an unbridgeable emotional gap. He doesn't even call to say thank you. 3 months later, you fly the whole family out for a holiday dinner. Your brother sits at the far end of the table. He refuses to make eye contact with you. He leaves before dessert, and he never says goodbye. Infinite wealth systematically destroys the friction required for authentic human connection. The people you love inevitably turn into terrified sycophants, or they become completely estranged strangers. The radius of isolation shrinks even further. Your head of security informs you that someone on your trusted household staff is feeding paid information to the tabloids. The inner sanctum of the compound has been compromised. Your team pulls up this digital interface. By analyzing the metadata and location coordinates from a published gossip photo, they trace the exact digital footprint back to a specific window in the compound's east wing. They catch the leak in 2 days. It's Linda, the housekeeper. You watch from the second-floor window as she is silently escorted off the property carrying a cardboard box. Within days, the East Wing hallway is empty, and she is replaced by another faceless worker. You return from a week-long trip to Italy. You pass the pool you've used 3 times, the tennis court you've never touched, and a wine cellar filled with bottles that cost more than most people's rent. You move past millions of dollars in luxury, only to sit alone behind a wall of computer screens. It's 3 a.m., and you can't sleep. You walk the main hallway of your dead-silent compound. The only sound is a faint mechanical hum. It's a motorized security camera adjusting its lens to track your movement. You stop. It stops. It is the only entity acknowledging your existence. The stars haven't moved since the days your rent was late. You have finally reached the absolute peak of human wealth, and you are entirely, perfectly alone.